Alrighty, y'all. Hey guys, this is Alexis Sophie Leather. So in this video, it's just a quick one, is how to make this card sleeve. Links in the description. Link in the description to download this pattern. Yeah, so about this pattern, it's really simple, kind of beginners, I guess you could say, but I'm assuming you have some leather crafting experience. If not, check out my leather crafting tips. Everything's in the description and pinned first comments, resources there for all your leather crafting needs. And if it's not there, I am currently working on building that playlist. So without further ado, let's get into the boogaboo. That was stupid. No, stupid. Alrighty, so there it is. It's just a one piece, super simple. This is very similar to the minimalist card wallet build. You guys should check that out. But essentially, we're just dealing with a big rectangle. So cut out your rectangle according to the dimensions on the blueprint. Okay, now the way that you give, or the way they make this hole is really simple. You fold this in half like so. All right, I have your measurements on that blueprint and where this hole is, which is basically, that hole is going to be in the center of this whole rectangle. Okay, but the way you get that is really easy. Fold it in half and then go ahead and use a punch and just strike it all the way through. The dimensions to the edge there are there on the blueprints, but just hit this all the way down and it'll make you a circle. Same thing up here to get this little thumb tab here. Use a punch like that. Same thing for the ends here. You can use a quarter to get this radius here. But as far as the edges here, you can make it square. You could have this indentation here, this little scallop or not, that's up to you. So anything on the outside is preference. You do need a hole in the middle because that's really gonna help get the cards out. The other thing is, as far as thickness of leather, anywhere from 4 to 5 ounces. Of course, you can go a little bit thinner, and I would really be suspect of going thicker than 5 ounce. This is about 5 ounces, 4.5 to 5 ounces. It's a little on the thick side, but you're only one layer here. You're not stacking it on itself like it is, like the minimalist card wallet. So a 5 ounces would look really, really sharp. Now we're gonna go ahead and talk about the stitch line and where you're gonna actually stitch. If you notice on the blueprint, right here, it tells you where to start the stitch, run. And basically what you wanna do is follow that dimension on where you start the stitch. So it's imperative that you follow that dimension exactly where you start the stitch. And it doesn't matter what kind of stitching irons you use or pricking irons. I'm using 5.4 millimeter spacing. Basically, I'm using 5 stitches per inch, which is gonna yield about 14 holes. You basically wanna start where I told you and then end basically close to the top of the hole here. So I'm thinking that is somewhere around about 2.5 inches, or yeah, somewhere about 2.5 inches long. But you're gonna start right where I told you on that blueprint. And I'm gonna go ahead and do that now. And the easiest way to use, the easiest tool to use is a square, so you can actually mark where you're gonna start your run. And that is the easiest way of doing that. So I'm gonna go ahead and do that right now for you guys. All right, so as you can notice, I started right up here and down there. So there's a little dot there that basically indicates where I'm gonna start the stitch. All right, and then I made the stitch run about 2.5 inches, close to the top of the hole. And you don't have to do it on the front side, not this side, like the minimalist card wallet. Only here, because we're gonna actually glue this just like this, punch the holes all the way through both sides and then stitch it, okay? So you don't have to do all 4 sides. We're not locating holes. We're just gonna go ahead and glue it and stitch it. And that's basically the end of that. But of course, let's go ahead and burnish the top here, and the circle inside. And then we'll finish complete burnish after we stitch on the sides. So let's go ahead and burnish everything. I'm gonna cheat and use my machine. The easiest way to get the inside of the circle is to weave your tool through there. Like I said, we're only gonna burnish the top here and the circle, and when we finish putting it together, then we'll finish off the sides. All right, we're gonna let this dry, and then we'll punch the holes, glue it. We'll glue it first. We're gonna glue first, glue it, then punch the holes, and then stitch, and then we're done. Having some clips will definitely help you. You can get these, they're called bull clips. Amazon all day. We're gonna let that dry a little bit for a couple minutes, and then we'll move on to the stitching. And like I said, I'm using the K&S blade 5.4 millimeter stitch, which will yield 5 stitches per inch, but this will work on with any kind of pricking irons or stitching irons you have. Just make sure you start exactly where I told you, and then you should be good. So here I got like 14 holes, and I went a little bit past. I know I told you don't go past there, but you can actually take it down a little bit more because it's not that thick of leather. So you can go down as far as you're comfortable. So I went maybe a 1/4 inch from the top. From the bottom there, and yeah, all we gotta do is stitch it now. That's all I gotta do is stitch it. Let's do that. All right, this is it. Bevel burnish, and we're done. Let's take off some of this glue on the edges. So just a quick bevel and burnish here on the edges, and I put some of the acrylic resin on the edges there. I'm gonna let that dry, and then we'll coat it up with some sauce, and I'll show you the end result. Alrighty, y'all, so there it is. Card sleeve, Sophia leather card sleeve. Really easy design. And let's go ahead and put a card in it, I guess, right? So you can see it. And this will fit quite a bit of cards. I'm doing thumbnails now. No, I'm just doing thumbnails, wasting your time. All right, so there you have it. The card sleeve, minimalist card sleeve, or just a card sleeve, Sophia leather style card sleeve. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. If you guys like this, don't forget to like, share, subscribe, blah, 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 everything, blah, 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 blah. And I'm gonna mule kick on the way out.